Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. We're gonna give it a couple more minutes, let more people come in, into the room, and we'll get started in the next few minutes. I believe we are all set. Everyone can hear me, correct? Perfect. Awesome. Hi, everyone. It's great to see everyone. For those of you that don't know me or um might not necessarily remember me, my name is Devon Pender. I um have the privilege of serving as the Vice President for Legislative Affairs for the 44th Graduate Student Government Assembly. I'm calling the meeting to order at 12:07. I just want to quickly, again, I shared the agenda with everyone. Thank you all for being here today. We're going to go through regular procedures to begin, starting with swearing in. And so I'm going to pass it over to our advisors, TJ and Blessing at this time.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Good to see faces and names on the Zoom right now. I am honored to be your staff advisor. I would like to introduce myself first, and then we can go into the oaths. My name is Blessing Anekwe, as I said. I run the postdoc office here on campus, which funnily enough is part of the graduate school. So I work with both the graduate school and the Office of Faculty Affairs. I have been at the University of Maryland for a number of years. I was an undergraduate here. I received my PhD here. I was also part of GSG way back when. And so it's really nice to be able to be on the other side of it, helping you all as you navigate your advocacy work for the graduate students that you are representing. And TJ, did you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Okay, so I'm TJ. I am the current graduate student life coordinator. So I share the graduate student lounge and office space with graduate student government's office. I am relatively new to Maryland as a whole. So I started in this position back in December of last year, so 2023. And I'm excited to be a part of GSG and yeah, see all the great things that y'all get to do and work on this year. So
Great. So I have the opportunity of reading the oath to our president for this legislative session. And I will go ahead and start that. I just ask that you repeat after me, Vera.
Yes.
Okay, so Vera, will you please rise and approach the podium? Okay, there we go.
Walking there. Yeah.
You have been constitutionally elected president of the graduate student government. It will be your duty to preside at meetings, to enforce impartially the bylaws of the GSG, to function in every respect as the chief administrative, managerial, and executive officer of the graduate student government. It will be your duty to guide the officers and directors in developing the aims and objectives. You are charged with the responsibility for the proper functioning of all committees with the support of the committee chairs and chief of staff. Vera, you should at all times be watchful for activities, projects, and programs which will be helpful to your executive committee, committee chairs, assembly members, the graduate student government as a whole. You must become familiar with the Roberts Rules of Order and the graduate student government's bylaws and constitutions. In the last analysis, the ultimate success of this organization rests in your hands. So, Vera, are you prepared to take the oath of office as president of the graduate student government?
Yes.
Okay, I guess you can raise your right hand
Oh,
and
okay.
repeat after me the oath of office. In the presence of honored guests and the members here assembled,
In the presence of the honored guests and members here assembled,
I, Vera, do solemnly promise
I, Vara, do solemnly promise
and pledge that I will faithfully execute the duties of the president
and faithfully pledge that I will execute the duties of the president
of the graduate student government to the best of my knowledge and ability.
of the graduate student government to the best of my knowledge and abilities.
to commit myself to the student government's code of ethics,
to commit myself to the student code of ethics,
further the objectives of this student government, and assume full responsibility for this honorable organization.
can you please break that into part?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Further the objectives of this student government
Further the objectives of the student government
and assume full responsibility
and assume full responsibility
for this honorable organization.
for this honorable organization.
By the authority vested in me by the graduate student government, I now proclaim you duly installed as president, and I congratulate you on your election.
Thank you so much. Honored.
Thank you, thank you. Now TJ is going to go ahead and swear in the VPs. This is
So we're going to do the VPs together. Would it help, guys? I know we shared the oath in the link. Would it help to pull up the oaths? Because I know the representatives will also have to read the oaths too. Could someone share, maybe Devon, could you share that? Just so it's there. Okay. Will both the vice presidents please rise and approach the podium? The office of vice president is an important post. It will be your duties to preside in the absence of the president. As such, to conduct the duties as are specifically prescribed in the student government's bylaws. You must immediately formalize yourselves with the rules of parliamentary procedure and the bylaws of the graduate student government. Devon and Michael, are you prepared to take the oath of vice president of the graduate student government?
Yes.
Okay. Please raise your right hands and repeat after me the oath of office. In the presence of honored guests and the members here assembled, I do solemnly promise and pledge
In the presence
of
honored guests
guests
and the
and the
members
members here
here
assembled,
assembled, I do
I do solemnly promise and pledge
that I will faithfully execute the duties of Vice President of the Graduate Student Government to the best of my knowledge and ability.
that I will
faithfully
faithfully execute the
the
duties
duties
of the
of the
Vice
Vice
President
President
of the
of the
Graduate
graduate student
Student
government to the best of
my
my
knowledge and
and ability.
To commit myself to the graduate student government, to the student government's code of ethics.
To commit
to commit
myself
myself to the student
student
government's
government's code
code of
of
ethics.
ethics.
Further the objectives of this student government and assume full responsibility for this honorable organization.
further the
Further the
objectives
objectives
of this
student
student government
government and
and
assume full
full
responsibility for
for
this
this
honorable
organization.
organization.
By the authority vested in me by the graduate student government, I now proclaim you duly installed as vice presidents. Congratulations on your election.
Thank you.
Yay. Now Vera has the opportunity to swear in all of you assembly members.
Yay, and I also have something to read, so. Okay, I think it'll be better if not everyone unmutes them at the same time. That's what we did last time. You guys can all switch on your cameras if you feel comfortable, and then we can go ahead with this. Yeah. Just a second. Okay. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me the oath of office. In the presence of honored guests and members here assembled,
In the presence of honored guests and members here assembled,
I do solemnly promise and pledge
I do solemnly promise and pledge
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the Assembly as a program representative
of the Assembly as a program representative
of the graduate student government
of the graduate student government
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
to commit myself to the student government's code of ethics,
to commit myself to the student government's code of ethics,
further the objectives of this student government,
further the objectives of the student government,
to serve my fellow graduate student community
to serve my fellow graduate student community
through engagement with my constituents
through engagement with my constituents
and voting according to the preferences of my constituent body.
and voting according to the preference of my constituent body.
By the authority vested in me by the graduate student government, I now proclaim you duly installed as program representatives and voting members of the Graduate Student Government Assembly.
Congratulations, everyone. Next thing after that we're going to do quick introductions of who the executive team are now that we've been officially sworn in. Starting with our president, Vara.
Hi, thank you. And just to be sure, this is not the presidential address, it's just basic introduction, right? Okay, cool. Hi everyone, I'm Vara Kukreti. I'm a master's student in cybersecurity. I have the privilege of serving as the president of the graduate student government over this year, which I hope will be amazing with you all and hoping to achieve great things. And I'm really looking forward to interacting with each and every one of you in person. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the ride and, do amazing things.
Michael, would you like to go next or should I?
I can go next. I'll take up your invite. So I'm Michael Bailey. I am oh my God, I think my PhD just became a teenager. 13th year PhD candidate in history. And I am serving as your vice president for financial affairs and student fee matters. So I'm happy. Number one, I'm happy to talk with anyone about anything. But second of all, particularly if you have feelings about student fees or even the way that we spend money in graduate student government, I want to know about it so we can work together. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. As mentioned earlier, my name is Devon Pender, and I'm the VP for Legislative Affairs. The one thing I do want to highlight is please, I know most of you have, but please update with your program code and your name, rename yourselves. If you go to participants, you'll be able to rename yourselves and add your program so that I can ensure that we have quorum. Hi, everyone. Back to the introduction. I am Devon Pender. I'm a second year master's student out of the higher education program, out of the College of Education. And it's truly an honor and a privilege to be here. Because we're truly a team, each and every one of us. So I'm excited to work together. And I will pass it to Keegan if Keegan wants to. Perfect.
Sure. Hi all. I apologize for not having my camera on. My webcam has decided it's taking the week off. And I've given up. I've truly given up trying to fix it. I think I'll just have to buy a new one. But anyway, I am the director of operations, which is a position that in the past has been kind of in the background, but we're hoping to change that a bit this year. I am the person who makes sure all the wheels are turning, which is really ironic when I'm joining without a webcam. I know. And also the person who helps run events and things like that throughout the year. And all the like day-to-day administrative stuff. So website, things like that. I hope to help you all do your jobs as seamlessly and smoothly and painlessly as possible. And that will be what I'll be doing. And I'll actually have a whole plan to lay out with all of you later. I am a journalism studies PhD student, well, candidate actually, in my 4th year. I just have my dissertation left, and I cannot procrastinate on it any longer, despite my best efforts. So yeah, it's been. Oh, and this is my 3rd year on GSG. As you can tell, I'm rather attached to this organization. For after 3 years, so I'm looking forward to year 3 being the best yet. And yeah, I think I will pass to our chief of staff, Rayab. Last person.
Yeah, thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Ria Singh and I'm currently pursuing my Master's of Science in Finance this fall. I recently graduated from my Bachelor's in Economics this past May, and I have the privilege of serving as the Chief of Staff for the upcoming school year. One of my main responsibilities is acting as a liaison between the executive team, leadership committee, and graduate members. So I'll be having monthly meetings with all the committee chairs and ensuring that all committees meet regularly and have all the resources that they need. So if you guys have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact me and we can work together with the rest of the executive team and come up with solutions to get you guys the resources that you need. So yeah, really excited for the upcoming school year.
Thank you, Ria. Thank you, team. Again, it's truly a privilege to be here. Speaking on behalf of the executive team, but also for program reps. We all have been trusted to carry out the concerns of graduate students. So I'm excited to see the work that we do this year. So the next thing I want to discuss are some of the formalities in regards to assembly meetings and Robert's Rules of Order. The first, again, I do want to apologize for this assembly meeting information about it getting out later than as anticipated. Over next week, I will be sending out the remainder of the assembly schedule so that you all will be well informed of when meetings are, and if you are proxy serving in for this meeting. Thank you, and feel free to continue to attend. And so we'll continue to be sending out information about, or the calendar will be updated with that information. And on top of that, we'll be having different speakers come in for all returning program reps. As you know, we'll be bringing speakers for various assembly meetings. And so usually we'll allow speakers to have approximately 30 minutes during 25, 30 minutes to speak, whether that's student affairs or academic affairs or DOTS or Recwell coming in to speak about what it is that they oversee, and that is student health, absolutely. And those are areas to have discussion about why these are important to graduate students, but what kind of questions we might have, or why they're important, or why are we paying said fees and not necessarily utilizing the resources, and how can we better the system that is in place currently, and now how can we better these systems. And so throughout the assembly, we'll have various speakers on these said topics, so that we'll be able to come forth with these concerns and with these ideas. And then informalities of Robert's Rules of Order will always ensure that we have quorum for when we do have legislation, and will need to take votes. And then on top of that, if you ever want to speak, similar to last year, but as I see several new faces. I keep seeing old faces, but I see new faces. So it's just so exciting. But if you are to speak, please raise your hand and state your program that you're coming from before you do speak, so that we know who's speaking and we're able to document that as well. And so that is generally how the meetings will be ran, how they will operate. And feel free to participate if there's anything that you have any questions on, any ideas, anything you want to bring forth. We'll usually end our meetings with forum, open discussion. That way, if there's anything that you're hearing from your program and you want to bring it forth as a general concern, please air it out. Please let us know. Please use that time wisely to have the opportunity to share some of those remarks, so that we're all on the same page. And the next thing, again, I sent out information about Robert's Rules of Order agendas for the meetings. And if there's any questions or concerns about that, certainly feel free to reach out. And one of the things I do want to highlight as we're going through, since we did just introduce the executive team, if you do receive any emails or any communication from any 5 of us, and then including our advisors, certainly feel free to certainly know that that's us. That's who we are. We're the ones that will be reaching out to you if for any particular reason. So don't think we're just random students that are messaging and trying to solicit you for anything. It's really just us. This is the team. We introduced ourselves for that reason. So any emails, it is us as the team. The next thing I do want to pivot to is we talk about this idea of committees. The Graduate Student Assembly has several committees that you can join and actively meet as a group, so that you can further an interest, further the what's the word I'm looking for? Further the topic. So I encourage everyone to actively participate. It isn't, you don't have to join multiple committees, but it is always recommended. But I do want to pass that over to just one. But I do want to pass this conversation to Vara and Ria.
Thank you, Devon. Okay, so I'll be taking you guys through the various committees that we have, the work that we do for them, and we would love for you guys to join the committees. I mean, there's great work that needs to be done, and the committees do it when they collaborate with us, and it would be great if you could nominate yourself. Also, when I'm explaining committees, if I miss something out, like please feel free to chime in. Cool. So let's start. I'm probably going to start with the most important committee of all, which is the Rules Committee. No, I'm just kidding. But we do need the Rules Committee ASAP. So let's start with that. The Rules Committee is usually responsible for collaborating with the sponsors of any proposed legislation and resolutions before the assembly, and to ensure that the text of the document meets all the standards of GSG in terms of format and context way before the assembly to take the votes during the assembly. And they basically help us like if passed, these resolutions will become the official stance of GSG. So like it's an important task. We need people to help out with that. And I'm available along with my teammates for any clarifying questions. Okay, I'll give 5 seconds. Okay. So I think we can start with who would want to chair the committee.
We're starting with rules, is that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then rules is a nice special exception because rules automatically is chaired by our illustrious VPLA.
Oh, sorry. I
Yeah.
said chaired. I said chaired. I'm sorry. Who wants to join the rules committee? I'm so sorry. And Devon,
join.
okay. Devon, do you want to also explain, like for the new folks that we have, how we like usually do the legal jargon and talk, to nominate ourselves and then second something?
Yeah,
Just
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
So if you, for the subsequent committees, if you do want to chair a committee, so VAR is going to open up the committee or the nomination for a chair, and you can nominate yourself, and then someone would second that nomination. And so as long as if there's one person, we will it'll be the one chair. If we want to allow co-chairs, if multiple people do want to take on the reign, I will max that at 2. We can have that, but if one person wants to specifically chair and another person wants to specifically serve as the sole chair, then we will open it up for a vote.
Okay, and you just need to say, I nominate myself, and hopefully someone will second that by saying, I second that. So, anybody else who wants to be part of the rules committee?
Don't
We
leave me as
can
the
get
only
a
one.
second. Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure you got one.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if we need, I don't remember from last year, I'll be honest. I don't think we need seconds for just joining. I think it's just for
Not
the
for
chairs.
just
There's a
joining.
chair.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
just for the chair. So because we got to figure out who's in the committee. So I'm in the committee. Anyone else who's interested, like if you raise your hand or put your name in the chat or something so we know, then that's all it takes. And don't leave me the only one, please. Come on now.
Yeah.
I'll join with you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay.
Sloan, oh, sorry. There's a chat from Sloan as well.
Yes,
Yes.
Sloan is interested. Okay. Ria, took a note of that. Cool. Anybody else? Anybody else? Giving a 5-second timer again. Okay. Cool. Let's move forward. Let's go to academic affairs. So the academic affairs committees, it reviews the university and grad school policies, and it works with GSG to develop proposals for various issues that are related to academic and professional development of all the grad students. It also helps out with the execution and management of the Grad Research Appreciation Day, which basically provides an on-campus conference style venue where people come, present their research work, get feedback, probably incorporate that from various backgrounds, like different fields of research, and they obtain valuable feedback from not just their peers but also from faculty. So grad is something which is the Grad Research Appreciation Day, which is one of the primary things that the Academic Affairs Committee does, along with supporting other academic things for the upliftment of grad students. And it is really important because this helps the grad students to become better at presentation skills and, network in their arena of research. So, anybody who wants to go chair? Okay. Ria, we have a volunteer who likes to join. We have two. We have three. Yay. Oh my God. This makes me happy. Okay. 4, 5, 6. Okay, wow. We have a lot of people for this. I feel extremely happy. Okay, great. Do we have anybody who wants to chair the committee? Okay.
Hi, this is Nora from EPI. I'm not raising my hand because I want to chair it. I'm raising my hand because I think people should know, what does chairing a committee mean?
Good point.
Yeah. Okay, I actually got excited when Nora raised her hand. Then, so like, okay, you
I'll
want to?
nominate myself for something else later.
Okay, cool. So, basically, chairing a committee means that you're heading the committee. You also attend meetings with Ria and me monthly to give updates on what your committee has been doing, and you coordinate with all the members of that committee to ensure successful execution of whatever task you undertake. So that's basically chairing a committee. You get to boss around, in short.
A quick note on committees too, and this is useful for committee chairs. Committees do not require, your members do not have to be representatives. So if you have someone from your department who would like to be part of GSG but can't because you are already filling the one opening, you can have them join your committee. It's a great way to do it. And also committee non-members, like non-reps, can also be committee chairs. We are selecting from representatives because we're forming them right now, but if at some point in the year you need to step down and want to pass it to someone who's been excellent but isn't a rep, that is doable. So just so you know.
Okay, and we have raised hands. So, Swaroop, you want to say something?
Yeah. Hi. Hi everyone. I'm Swaroop. I'm a third year PhD student in the mechanical engineering program. I just wanted to add a little bit more on the academic affairs committee and being a chair on top of Vala and Keegan's comments. So I was the chair of the academic affairs committee 2 years ago, and for some people who might think that it might be a lot of effort to be a committee chair, I'll tell you it's not. You just have to do one meeting every month. And once you have your team and you already in the first meeting, you have a set of issues that you want to work on for the year. Let's say, for example, advisor student issues or some particular course being not very good, or a particular department only getting in students for the money but not performing well in the courses. So there can be a lot of issues that you can figure out by just talking to other grad student representatives. And once you have your list clear, like, okay, I'm going to work on these issues, then it's just an easy walk after that. You just you have goals and you just work on it every month. You set up meetings and that's it. So nothing to be scared of in case you are, is all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you. And to add to that, I will be working closely with the Academic Affairs Committee because I am like one of my priorities is to do something in that arena. Okay, Naomi. And also, just a heads up, if I pronounce your name wrong, please let me know. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, I just had a quick, straightforward question. Are persons only allowed to chair one committee or multiple committees?
Hmm, I
Multiple.
think multiple, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yes, anybody who wants to chair the committee.
I could do academic affairs.
Oh, great. I second that. Uh,
I would be interested as co-chair.
okay. So, if Naomi is, like, if you want to be a sole chair, then we'll have to have a poll on it. Otherwise, we can have you as co-chairs.
No, I don't object to help, so it's fine.
Okay. Do we need to have a motion to make academic affairs co-chair, or we can just go ahead with that?
We just need a second for Alexa.
I
Okay.
second Alexa.
Okay, great. So we have co-chairs. You got that? Okay, moving forward. This is so fun. Okay, next is the elections committee. So, elections committee basically they regulate the election process for all of the GSG offices, and that could be the campaigning procedure, the polling, the everything related to the ballot, the candidacy, and any aspect basically of the elections procedure. And they create a fair environment for all elections proceeding. For example, having the names always jumbled whenever we are having an election, so that one candidate is not preferred over the other, or there's no sort of biases going on, basically. So that's the main agenda for the elections committee. And if in case there are no questions, which I'll give again 5 seconds for, we can get into nominating. So, any questions? Any. Okay. Cool. No questions. And if you have them later, like, don't be scared, just drop them in the chat. Like, I don't bite. But anyway, let's go ahead with the nominations. Anybody who wants to nominate themselves as the chair for the elections committee? And just to clarify, we just like, since we have a lot of program reps already, we'll just need to have few elections for the programs where the reps have graduated. And like, that's not a really daunting task. Trust me. Yes.
I just have a quick question. This is Michael, VPFA. This committee would also have to deal with if there's programs that currently don't have representatives and like interested people that want to join, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it. So there would be more than just the people like graduating or something like this. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
So everyone like who has graduated, so we have a vacancy in the program for the program rep. We will have to conduct special elections for them. And I mean, the election committee comes into the picture then. Okay, anybody who wants to join the committee, if not as a chair? Thank you, Nancy. Do you also like to chair it? No pressure, no pressure. Come on, guys. Maybe? Okay. Do you have like any questions that we can help you with, which will probably like help you make up your mind either ways?
Yeah, it's just I'm not super familiar with the role. So before I like decide to become a chair, I'd want to learn more about it. But I could just have a conversation too with Keegan about it later. So he mentioned he was on it.
Okay. So can we proceed without a chair to a different committee? Like, is that something that is allowed, Devon?
We could always circle back to it.
Okay, so let's keep this on hold for now.
Michael is willing to join, and I'm also actually willing to temporarily join. Yeah, in the chat, there's what time commitment for chairs versus committee members. It's like an hour a week, a month for members plus any extra activities. It's a little more, I would say, double that for chairs. Depends on the committee, though.
Maybe 2 hours a month doesn't sound so bad, especially when you get to write chair of a committee on your resume, does it?
I will say, elections committee chair is a more active role than a lot because you're involved in coordinating with the campus IT to send out like election emails, and it's definitely one of the more active roles. So be forewarned.
Yeah.
But it's also one of the most fulfilling because like you will actively see people join that you helped get elected. So there's that.
And you also get to network a lot, in my opinion.
I'm willing to also temporarily join. I will probably resign from the committee if we find more people, but for now, I'm happy to be part of it.
Okay, cool. Ria, just like note all of this down, and if in case I forget, please remind me to circle back to this
Yeah,
after.
sounds good.
Oh, we have one more. Okay. Okay,
Yeah, that's fine.
anyone who is interested in joining as well, just leave it in the chat. Type fast because I'm giving 5 seconds again. Okay, fine. I think this timer is getting old, but okay. Let's go to budget and finance next. So, Budget and Finance Committee, it supports the student organizations with helping with the events and distributing the funds after we receive the funding requests on our website. It enables the grad students to advance their research and professional development as well by giving grants. It basically questions and goes back and forth, works with the VPFA on things related to the fees and the budget and expectations of basically the finances that we can foresee for the upcoming year. And yeah, it's basically you will work very closely with the VPFA, which is Michael, and you get to swim in money. No, not really, but okay. Anybody who is interested in nominating themselves as chair?
Michael
I'm
is the
chair.
chair.
Oh,
I'm already chair.
I always do this. I'm sorry. Anybody who
No,
is
okay.
interested in nominating themselves as a member?
There are some things in the chat.
Oh, I don't think you can co-chair finance because that's the VP FA who's solely responsible. So I think any of the committees that are chaired by the VPs, not co-chairable. But you can join. Like, we would love to have you as a member.
Carl, Keegan, Naomi, and Joshua so far.
Okay, anybody else? Come on, guys, money. And you get to work with Michael, who's super nice to work with. Yay, Aditya, okay. Okay, anybody else who wants to join? Yeah, Keegan, I think the rest of them, they can like co-chair the rest of the committees with other people if like they want to.
Yeah,
You
three
want to
exceptions.
switch?
Sorry, there's the three exceptions while you mention it, just so everyone knows. We've already covered two of them, and one of them we won't be voting on yet. The two are rules, finance, and also governance, which is a special committee that we aren't filling today anyway. We'll talk to you about that later. That's for like impeachment and stuff like that. So hopefully it doesn't come up. But
Yeah,
you know.
fingers crossed. Okay. Also, okay, somebody wants to switch. Okay, you want to switch from academic affairs to this one. And also, it'll be super helpful if when you want to join a committee, just put the name, because since we're going through each one of them like pretty fast and there are a lot of messages, it just helps with the clarity. So like just say I'd like to join so and so committee. Okay. Yay, we have a lot of members. And if in the future like you decide to join, you can just put it in the chat. You guys keeping a close watch on everyone's vote. So we will hopefully catch that. Okay. Uh, Diversity and inclusion. I love this one. Not that I don't love the other ones, but anyway. The Diversity and Inclusion Committee is responsible for reaching out and building ties between and advocating for grad students of all colors, creeds, sexes, sexual orientation, gender identities, marital status, personal appearance, age, national origins, political affiliations, hidden or visible disabilities, and other disadvantaged groups. So basically, you get everyone on the same level. You fight discrimination and biases. You're like Batman. So and you will also work with GSG for, outreach programs so that we can basically ensure that this is a warm and welcoming environment for everyone, irrespective of any of the biases that people have. Yes, Nora.
Oh yeah, I nominate myself. I co-chaired it last year with Michael, and if someone else wants to co-chair it with me, I would also welcome that. But I'm also open to having the responsibility of just the chair. So whatever people feel like. Oh, sweet. That would be great. Thank you,
Okay,
Naomi.
so firstly I second Nora and then I second Naomi as well. Just so we're clear on that. Okay. Yeah, this was like the fastest. That's why I love diversity and inclusion. Okay. Anybody else who'd like to join? Okay, uh we have few people who want to join, somebody else. And this is a really like fun committee. You get to interact with so many different people and get their perspectives and talk to them. And you do amazing work. Hey,
Var, may I add something real quickly?
yeah.
In case anyone's unsure of what a committee does or they need further clarification on a committee, just speak up and ask, because the most of the executive team served on most of these committees, if not all of them. So we provide insight, and there's other former committee chairs or former committee members that are program reps that do have insight into these committees. So if you have anything that you're unsure of, and that's why you're a little hesitant to join a committee, just speak up, please.
And like if you are not very confident in turning your camera on or turning your mic on, just put it in the chat and we'll try to help you in the best way possible. I was new last year as a program rep. I had no idea what committees do, and I also co-chaired one. So it's really great. It's a great experience. Makes you learn a lot of things. You get to contribute in a big way. So yes. Anybody else who wants to join? Because we have okay, Soumya.
I would like to know like how many committees we can join at a time.
As many as you want.
Okay.
Yeah, as many as you can handle. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Nora.
Yeah, I was just gonna comment, Nora Epi, that yeah, you can join a lot of committees, but it's really cool when you just invest in one and see a lot of projects go somewhere. So really consider where you want to put your energy and how you want to invest it and what you can accomplish there.
Also adding to that, so you can like if you can manage your time well, it's great. I mean, you're contributing at such different arenas. If you have doubts, you can still chair a committee and you can co-chair the other, or you can just be a member in the other. Like, you don't have to necessarily be a chair or a co-chair in every committee. You can just be a member who lends their hand, and the time commitment for members is relatively less than for chairs. So that is one thing to also keep in mind. Okay. Anybody else? Last calls? No? Okay. If you do decide and change your mind, the chat's always open. Coming to Legislative Action Committee. Uh, so this committee ensures that all the grad students at UMD are in the um, minds of all the decision makers in the local, state, and federal level, and they basically assist you in communicating with them. The committee monitors legislation to see how it might affect grad students and lobbies if on behalf of grad students' interests. So, you basically act as a liaison in sort of ways. And I think it's really important work because sometimes not all students are able to come to their reps, raise their concerns. That's where you also come into picture. You can help a lot of people. That's like a great opportunity. And I would really encourage you all to join it. I think only the VP LA can chair this committee. Am I wrong? Or I'm not sure about this one.
You are correct.
Yeah, okay. See, I got that one correct. I sometimes just forget and flow and I say chair when I'm mean member, but anyway. So I would really encourage you guys to join the committee. You get to work with Devon, really cool guy, lot of good work that he has done. So yes, who would like to join this committee?
This is the Legislative Action Committee.
Yes.
I would like to join. Sloan, GVPT.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, Ala. Come on, we had such a good run for the rest of them. Yash also
Yash.
wanted.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh,
I
anybody
can
else?
also join.
Okay, great. I'm going to leave the floor open for like 30-ish more seconds in case somebody wants to. The number of people who like Yash, Nora.
Is there going to be a list sent out with everyone's contact information and which committees they're in after this meeting?
Yes, we
Yep.
will try to do that so that if you have, for example, nominated yourself or wanted to join a committee and your name is not there as well, you can be like, hey, I asked to join this committee and you somehow missed me. So we will do that, and also so that everyone in the same committee can also interact with one another, connect, and plan how you want to go about things. We will send that out. Marwa, am I saying that right? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, they also want to join. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. I don't think anybody else. In case you want to, please say that you would like to join with the name of the committee later because we're moving forward to the next one. Student affairs. Okay. So the Student Affairs Committee is in charge of supporting grad students with housing, transportation, mental health, other issues related to life. It runs two transportation programs in the academic year. First is the airport shuttle, the welcome shuttle that we had for the international students. And also the other program is certifying parking permission for grad students during the basketball games. And they also like sit in different committees as well, like the Senate Student Affairs and other committees. Also, I would like to mention that I was the co-chair last year for this committee, and so I can. Okay, we have another message from Joshua. Yeah, I was mentioning that I was a co-chair for this committee, and I would like highly encourage somebody to chair and a lot of people to join. So anybody who would like to nominate themselves to chair this committee. Come on, don't be shy. I'm just going to, slide this remark in that last year I was co-chairing this committee and this year I've been elected as the president. So just saying. Anybody interested in chairing this committee? Okay, anybody interested in joining this committee?
Bara, we're still discussing student affairs, correct?
Yes.
One thing I want to add is you can the benefits of being chair to any committee is you really take up the mantle and make it what you want. Especially for student affairs. For those of you that might not be super familiar with what student affairs are, they are essentially the backbone to these institutions of higher ed, specifically here at the University of Maryland. Student affairs encompasses, I know we spoke about the shuttle, but even health center resources, what's going on at STEM, and various other affairs or events or initiatives and topics that impact students overall experiences at the University of Maryland. But for us, it would be strictly graduate student involvement and engagement.
Oh, we
If I
have, sorry. Yes,
just
please.
add a testimonial to this. So I was the Student Affairs Committee chair 2 years ago. And as an example of some of the stuff that I did as the chair, I was asked to be on a couple of mental health and student health task force groups with Dr. Joshi and other members of the health center and counseling center, as well as the graduate school dean. I also was one of the people who authored the new statements of mutual expectations that are circulating around the graduate school. So those are examples of things that the committee will work on throughout the year. It is very much an action-oriented and like results-driven committee. And yes, there is a long history of people who chair or co-chair this committee ending up in leadership positions here at GSG because now I'm director of operations and I chaired it. So go figure. Just saying.
Okay, we have a lot of requests to join the committee. Anybody who wants to chair it? It's a really great committee, just saying. And the kind of people that you will meet to work with, amazing people. Yeah, as Nora said, Dr. Chetan Joshi is really amazing to work with. He has been helping us facilitate communication even with ISSS to have counseling session for all the international students from Bangladesh. And he has been really helpful in all of that. He's a great person to work with. Anybody who wants to chair it? You can, okay. Joshua would probably like to co-chair it. Anybody who wants to co-chair with, or if we can even like solve any of your queries or give you clarification on anything, that would probably like change that maybe into I can co-chair, you know. Feel free.
I think my thing is that I've already, because a lot of these committees sound very interesting and I've already signed up for I think 7 of them. So so if I chair the committee, which I'm willing to do, I'll probably have to step down from maybe 3 or 4 other ones. But
Okay.
yeah, and I'll let you know which ones like
Okay.
soon.
Okay. So would you rather like it's your decision at the end of the day. So what would you like to do?
I think that I'll probably have more time to chair a committee and then maybe be on 2 or 3 others than be a member of like 7 or 8. So
Okay, so yes, please do not put yourself in.
yeah, so
So if you the ones that you, as you mentioned that you would like to chair one and then just be a part of 2 or how many ever that you're comfortable
yeah,
with, and then pull yourself from few. So just drop it in the text like the ones that you want to
okay,
pull yourself from, and I don't want you to sort of be very hasty in making that decision. So
yeah,
if you want, like take the till the end of when we're discussing these committees, or if you want more time, let us know. But would you like
sure,
to nominate yourself as chair right now?
sure. I'll nominate myself as chair.
Okay, I second that. Uh,
An extended offer. If you feel comfortable chairing it, excellent. If you're still a little uncertain, I am willing to temporarily join you as a co-chair and help you get a feel for things.
I think
Yeah.
yeah, that would be good, I think, because I think I actually served on the committee when you were the chair, I think 2 years ago. So I think that would be like good because I am semi-familiar with the committee, but not necessarily in the chair position. So
Right. Yeah, sure. Happy to. I won't stay a member for more than a few months, but I can at least help you get the ball rolling.
that's fine. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
okay. Keegan, please nominate yourself.
That is my nomination for myself as co-chair.
Okay, I
I
second that.
second. Oh,
Oh, no, that's fine. I'm so happy. Ex Student Affairs Committee reunited. Okay. Cool. Let's move to the next one. So the next committee is a community development committee. This was formerly the Social and Sports Committee, and is dedicated to initiating programs that bring together grad student community. So, as the name suggests, it's very community oriented. We have over 10,000 plus grad students. I think it's 10,500-ish. And like they organize a lot of events in the past. They have done bowling, karaoke, study breaks, outdoor adventures, yoga class, ice cream socials. So a lot of fun events that you get to be a part of. They basically connect different grad students, because once you start with your program, you do not really have a lot of time to go out, make friends with people from different domains. So basically, the Community Development Committee helps grad students recognize what committee they want to be a part of. Oh, sorry, what community they want to be a part of, what community feels like home to them, basically. And you basically work with different departments like GSL and Recwell. So our advisor TJ is also from GSL. He's really nice. And also I had a meeting recently with Recwell, really nice people. So yeah, great events. Yes, Brandon.
Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Brandon. I am the higher ed representative from the College of Education, and I'd like to nominate myself as chair for the Community Development Committee as a programming lover, and I've been doing programming for I think 7 years now. Yeah.
Oh, great, you have a second already. Okay, who all wants to join this committee? Okay. We have two for now who want to join. Okay, Soumya, are you like proposing a co-chair, or do you want to like just be a member? Like, what's your final call on it?
I can co-chair it. If not, I can be a member.
Okay, Brandon, would you like to co-chair with Soumya, or would you like to just take sole lead on it? Anyway, is fine. No pressure.
Oh no. I don't know what's historically been done, but I'd be open to either.
I mean, I cannot make the decision for you both, guys. You have to take a call on it. So if you are feeling a little pressured, we can circle back to this at the end of it.
Vara, may I add on to this real quickly?
Yes, please.
As the former sole chair of the Community Development Committee, I will say it's certainly a lot of work. So it depends how you feel about managing it. If you feel like you can certainly work together as a team to get more done, I encourage that. Otherwise, it's entirely up to you on how you'd like to go about it. And I will
Oh,
also for Samya, do we have a second for Samya? Samya.
Soumya. Yeah.
I second it. I'm just on. I like this because I don't have to unmute myself now. I'm always on unmute. So I'm like, oh, I second everyone. Okay. I encourage you all to join the committees and do the good work. That's why I second you all. Okay. Uh, can I not second? Oh my God, do I have to like? I'm a voting member. This is unfair. Do we have to do all of them again though? If I cannot second it?
I think you're fine.
Oh, okay. You gave me a mini heart attack. Okay. Okay, so it looks like Brandon, you have the capacity, but you will welcome a co-chair. So are you saying yes to a co-chair? I need a okay, good.
Yes. Verbal, yeah.
Okay. Great. So we have co-chairs for the community development committee. Okay. Anybody else who wants to join the committee? And I just want to clarify, if you want to like chair some committee where we already have co-chairs, so if those two people agree to co-chair and you want to join them as a co-chair, or you want to singularly chair the committee, you will like you can still say it, and then we might not make you all three co-chairs, but we will have a poll on which two or which one. So yeah, go ahead.
Just wanted to share as well that if you have any interest in learning programming or understanding the ins and outs of developing an event for, well, especially large scale events, creating flyers, I'd be happy to support you in that journey. Programming is beautiful and has a lot of ins and outs. And as a Canva Pro user, I'd be happy to show you the ins and out of that beautiful program and flyer maker. And if you join this committee, especially with two co-chairs, I feel that this will be a very easy one for you to support occasionally and give the capacity that you're able to. And yeah, so I encourage you to join the Community Development Committee.
Okay. So you heard from the co-chair of the committee itself. Also, I think like we would love to collaborate with you on our social media posts. I know I saw Ria smiling when you mentioned Canva. And initially I was thinking we're talking about like Python and Java programming. So I was like, because I'm a tech person. And then you said the normal programming, but then you mentioned Canva again. So it was a very baby journey for me. Okay, we have another person who would like to join. Anybody else? I'm gonna give this probably like 5-ish seconds, but I'm not going to do the countdown because it's becoming pretty redundant now. Not enjoying the countdown anymore. Um, okay, moving on. You're still welcome to join the committee. Just put that you want to join and the committee name so that we don't confuse it with the current committee going on. We're not doing governance right now, right?
No.
Okay. We're doing local and civic engagement committee. Yeah. Okay. So this committee, it basically maintains connections between our university, all grad students, as well as the broader campus community. So the College Park and Prince George's County, basically, and it's focused on multiple things. So it focuses on forming relationships with locally elected officials and keeping channels of communication open with them. Hey, wait, so I am assuming that this committee works very closely with another community that serves as a liaison between the local um elected officials. And so you get to collaborate with other committees as well, which is always fun. This committee also basically talks to grad students who live in the PG county. So it's very county oriented and helps them with all the housing situation because grad student housing has always been an issue and we are always working on it. So that's something that you'll be working on as a part of this committee. We'll also be developing and promoting opportunities for grad students to engage with local community organizations and events like volunteering, attending town halls, etc. I would also like to add that since we have an upcoming housing project in Old Leonard Town, where they are also partnering with local artisans to have their works displayed in the gallery. And since GSG is also working with them, I think we could also like get some help from this committee and collaborate to do better for housing situations. Um, and I would like to open the stage for anybody who would like to nominate themselves as chair or anybody who would like to co-chair. Anybody who would like to join? I don't like when I'm met with silence. I become really evil then.
Which
Even
committee is
though
this?
this is the local and civic engagement committee, so you
Oh,
get to like work on housing and also establish a relationship so that the grad students can basically communicate with the local legislator, bring about any concerns that they might have to them. Okay, Swaroop.
Yeah, again, Swaroop here from mechanical engineering. I'm trying to give some more data on this. So last year, there were a bunch of legislations passed in the College Park Town Hall Council. I guess that's what it's called. And there was a subsidy program for students attending the University of Maryland. And as you can see, you would have seen a few emails running around here and there. You can apply for the housing subsidies. So we wanted to actually Autumn, last year's president, she wanted to push it in a certain way, but there are certain council members in the town hall who change the course of that subsidy program. So I mean, I can talk more details about that, but in short, what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of political activity here and there. So it's also you get you get connections with the council members so that you can lobby for your cause, and you'll get all of our support because I think a lot of us we also signed a petition for those housing subsidies programs. So there's a lot of fun there, and if you are interested in understanding how the political scenario works, or you have an interest in that, then yeah, you might just go for it.
And adding to that, also we have circulated about that housing subsidy program on our socials. So please let your constituents know about that because it could be really beneficial. And yeah, these people do great work. Yeah, a lot of people don't. Okay, anybody who would want to chair and or co-chair, even join? And I would like to also reiterate the fact that we don't have a full assembly right now because we will have a lot of program reps. So we will have a lot of people joining these committees as well later. So you won't be short on people who want to lend a hand. Like I will force everyone to join a committee if that's what it takes. But like rest assured you won't be alone. So if you want to nominate yourself right now, it's fine if you don't start like working full-fledged till the time we don't have more members joining you, which will be pretty soon. Come on. If this was in person, I would be more persuasive. Yeah, you have to join a committee, at least one. I may not look intimidating, but I can be pretty intimidating if I want to be. Just come on. Okay. Uh, Nobody? You guys make me sad. Okay. No worries. We will circle back to this at the end of it. Ria, please remind me. Thank you.
Vara, can I interrupt real quick?
Yes, please.
As we have two more committees we need to get through, and the subsequent discussions that we're going to have are going to be shorter. I just want to request a motion to extend for 5 more minutes for committees.
Can I second that? I can't.
I'm seeking a motion.
Motion to extend for 5 more minutes to continue talking about the committees.
Seconded.
Thank you.
Yay. Okay. So fine, we'll just go ahead to the next one, International Student Affairs. So International Student Affairs basically deals with, it's like student affairs, but for international students in general, because international students in themselves, they face a lot of different issues, apart from what the in-state students have. For example, the fee. So even though we have a different committee for that, but international students have a different fee, which is one of the things that I will be working on. Apart from that, we also can collaborate with International Students Affairs Committee to collaborate on the shuttle program that we have for international students. You will be working alongside a lot of international students, listening to their concerns, trying to basically help them. We will also be having events for that. So I am going to open up the stage, cutting everything pretty short because we're short on time. Anybody who would like to nominate themselves as chair? And I don't think you need to be an international student to nominate yourself as a chair for International Students Affairs Committee, because you're just acting as a liaison for like being a voice for the international students. So you don't particularly need to be one, you just need to act in their best interest. So and I'll be working with you closely because I'm an international student myself too. I'll probably bring my concerns to you. Anybody who wants to join the committee? We already had one person join earlier before they had to leave. Okay. So we have one person at least. Please don't leave that person hanging alone. It's such a lonely world. Uh, anybody who wants to join?
As a
Yes.
domestic student, I'd like to join as a committee member to be able to
Okay.
advocate more and learn more about the different things that international students have to go through. I know some, but I'd like to learn more.
Thank you. Okay, we have one more person as a member. Anybody else? And I'm going to keep this a little short because of the time limitations. Anybody? Come on. Okay. Devon, do we need to necessarily have the chairs in this meeting or for all the committees, or we just wanted to have for the rules one? I mean, we did have for the rules one, but
We
the
do not
members.
need to finalize chairs in this meeting.
Oh, great. Because I was under so much pressure because nobody was like nominating themselves. Okay. So, uh, I've covered all on the website. Is there anything that I'm leaving behind? Can you tell me?
There's governance and grad also.
So governance we're not doing today.
Neither grad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, to clarify, grad requires a resolution to form, or not a resolution, but an act. And we don't have a rules committee yet, so now we do. So that'll happen next time. And then governance is for like misconduct investigations, and it requires a special, like we actually as an assembly have to have everyone vote on individual members. So it's a weird one. We'll get to it.
Gotcha. Okay. Then there's just the civic engagement that we were gonna come back to.
Okay. So our last call for local and civic engagement committee. We already have members, if I remember, for that one. We just need somebody to chair it, right?
I don't think anyone volunteered as a member for this committee.
Oh my
if
God.
I'm wrong.
We need to have someone. Uh, anybody who would be interested, please?
Which committee?
The local and civic engagement.
Ah, okay.
Like you can, not you in particular, but people can in general just be a member right now and we can like find a chair later as well if you start working and you like how it is.
My concern is that I think I'm already on like 3 or 4 committees, and local and civic duties are not my specialty, so I can be like a temporary member, but
Okay. But I don't want you to
yeah.
like overexert yourself because we
Okay,
are
yeah.
grad students at the end of the day and you need to like take care of yourself first.
Yeah.
If you would still like to be a temporary member, like let me know. Yeah.
I'll let
Sorry.
you know later.
Okay. Yes, Nora is right. All reps need to be on one committee at least. So if you are not on one committee till now, this is your opportunity. What happens when, Devon, do we have any like bylaws? What happens when, as a rep, you're not on even a single committee? Like, do you get jailed?
Jailed is not the
Strictly
the
GSG jail.
official, it is not the official word we use. However, we will have that conversation about you
Mm-hmm.
having to, it is part of your responsibilities, having to serve on a committee.
Yes, so you should be serving on at least one committee. And if somebody is anybody left like who's not on a committee?
Var, we can
We cannot. We are done with time.
we can shelve the committee as long as we got through every committee, we
Okay.
can continue searching
We don't need
at
to
a
have
later
a
point.
permanent member for every committee.
Hey,
According to the
yes.
bylaws, I'm just sorry, someone was speaking.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Manju.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Great.
Great.
Himanshu, can
I'm so
you state your program, please?
Yes, it's ENTS, and I go by the pronouns he, him.
Thank you. Are you discussing anything in regards to this
Yes,
specific
yes,
committee?
yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
So I apologize. I had to join in late. I had a clash on meetings. Well, now this discussion sounds very interesting, and I missed on the context of it. If you could just give me a quick thing on what are the work of the chair or the co-chair or the member of the committee, I could definitely, actively participate in this.
So basically, we are discussing local and civic engagement committee right now, and they basically maintain connections between the grad students at UMD and the broader community of College Park or Prince George's County. So they will probably facilitate communication between our grad students and the local elected officials and raise their concerns or anything that they would want to talk about. They will also work for the interest of the students who live in the PG County College Park area. For example, housing, which is one of our major concerns. And they might also sit on like local organizations like volunteer for NGOs or nonprofits or attend the town halls. So that's what they do. The chair usually has a little more work as compared to the members. Of course, every program rep needs to be on one community, and it's a really interesting like committee to work on because we have our old Leonard Town project coming up for the housing, and we can probably collaborate with this committee for that as well.
Okay, great. I think I'm interested in joining the international students community if it's
Himanshu,
yes. Hi.
at this time, we passed over the International Student
Okay,
Affairs
all right.
Committee, but we
Okay.
can, as long as you send an email, we're going to continue adding
Sure,
committee
totally.
members.
Yes, definitely.
So we're not on that committee at this
All right,
time.
perfect. That totally sounds good to me. I can send in an email and
Thank
we'll
you.
go through it.
Okay, then I think we're done with the committees. We can circle back to the ones that are left later. I'm not going to take any more of your time. Thank you so much for everyone who has nominated themselves as chairs, co-chairs, or members of a committee. We really value all your contributions and hope to do great work in the future. Now I'm going to hand it over to Devon again.
Perfect. I'm calling for a motion to move to executive committee reports at this time.
Second.
May I receive a motion?
Motion to
to-
move to the top
Seconded.
one.
But now
Thirded.
second.
Thank you. Vara, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. So this is our first meeting, so I'm going to make it more introductory as compared to having more updates. I'm sorry. Second. Okay. So, thank you all for being a part of GSG. I'm honored to stand before you as the new president of the graduate student government at University of Maryland. Today, we mark a very exciting journey's beginning, and we wish to come together as a community to advocate for shared interests of graduate students, support each other's growth, and enhance the grad student experience in general. Our time at Maryland is more than just academic achievements. We're here to build connections, foster innovation, and to drive positive change. As I have been bestowed with this trust to do right by the grad student committee, I will ensure that every grad student's voice is heard because every voice matters, and that our grad student community is inclusive, it's vibrant, and it's thriving. I hope to do justice to the legacy of everybody who has been a part of GSG in the past. I will be focusing on a few priorities that I have, which include food security, academics, student fee, as well as outreach and connectivity. And I look forward to working alongside each and every one of you to create a very successful year full of collaboration. And I also like to wish you all the best of luck for the upcoming academic years, not just as program reps, but also as members of GSG and members of the graduate student community in general. I would also like to update everyone about what we have been doing after we got elected. So, one major thing that we have achieved till now is, unfortunately, as we all are aware of the unrest, political turmoil going on in Bangladesh, um, GSG facilitated a meeting with president of the Bangladeshi student group, Nubano, as well as their faculty advisor with President Pines. We had a meeting, we discussed the things that we can do to support all the Bangladeshi international students at UMD. We released a statement empathizing with all the people who are facing violence in Bangladesh and how we want to support the international Bangladeshi students here at UMD as well. We are also working on organizing a counseling plus clarification session, teaming up with Dr. Joshi from the Counseling Center as well as ISSS, so that all the incoming Bangladeshi students as well as existing ones can talk their heart out, have a counseling session for everything, every stress that they have been going through and dealing with all of that along with their academics, and also resolve any doubts that they have, legal issues that they might be facing with ISSS. And we hope to continue serving the graduate students in the future. So that's all that we have been working on for now, and also a lot of collaboration in the future, which I will discuss in detail later. But yes, thank you so much again for being a part of GSG. And again, I look forward to collaborating with all of you.
Michael, you are up.
Thank you so much. Just give me 2 seconds to hit the slideshow button, and now I will share my screen. I'm just sharing with you the GSG budget as part of my duties to report our finances to you all. So this is our budget. Don't worry, that graphic didn't cost us anything. Okay, so our budget is broken down into a few different categories. This was something that was voted on and approved last year. So I just have a slide for each category just to let you know. We have $10,000 for event funding requests, which are what the Budget and Finance Committee, hello, group members, committee members, will allot and give out to student groups who plan events for graduate students. And so we can fund $10,000 of this. I think $1,000 is the top that each group can ask for, but they can also ask for less. We also have grants for graduate students, which is something that I don't think we've done in the last few years, but we've still budgeted for it. And so I'll get more information to the Budget and Finance Committee about this, but basically these are grants where graduate students who I think have like applied and not received funding to present at conferences by the university or their department can apply to us. And so we have $1,000 in that fund as well. These next ones will be a little quicker. So internal programming. So by internal, I mean things that GSG plans. So I think this is some of our committees that we've mentioned already will be involved in this for community events. So the kind of brunches or other like, I don't know, bowling, I don't know, other community events that folks might want to plan. We have $10,000 for that, $500 for town halls. We don't have local, state, federal advocacy days. We have nothing budgeted for that because I don't think people have done that in a while. And I noticed that our legislative advocacy folks might be short in number as well. So that's something that GSG hasn't budgeted for. We have committee funds. So those of you in committees, this means that you can spend a little bit of money in your committee, maybe take them to lunch at one point. And we also have $1,000 for community outreach. Next is our biggest expenditure, which is staffing. So these are just what was budgeted, which was like the top level, assuming everyone was a level 3, which is not the case. So we have a little bit of extra money in this. So these are the like salaries and whatnot, stipends. You might notice at the end, you've been introduced to a chief of staff, but we haven't hired yet a grad conference coordinator. We have not yet hired a note taker, which I would love to do because I think I told myself I would take notes and I haven't done it. And then Speaker of the Assembly, which we may or may not hire. And if this money doesn't get hired to go to a speaker, I will advocate for this to go into a fund to fund other graduate student things. Maybe that grads for grads. I don't know. This is a budget and finance committee decision, so stay tuned for that. And then we have some office operations because the GSG office is a physical place that exists. You can stop by. It's in the graduate student suite in Stamp on the ground floor. So a little bit for supplies, nothing for phone, which is interesting because there's a phone in the office, but don't call us. Printing, I may have broken the printer, and then web hosting for our website. Next is SORC. We pay $5,000 into the Student Organization Research Center, which is SORC. It got cut off there, but we pay $5,000 into their budget every year. And so this is like the place on campus that supports student organizations broadly. We also have $500 for if we want to like produce our own outreach and advocacy materials, if we need to print flyers, that sort of thing. Travel, so executive team travel. So for the University System of Maryland Student Council is like a thing that Vara has to be a member of and go to these meetings, and they are not in College Park. So she has to get there. And then other advocacy things. So we have $1,500 in that. And then approved travel for GSG. So if there's any other travel that folks need to do for official GSG business, that is not the executive team, we have $500 for that as well. We also have a discretionary fund of $1,000. And I think I should probably figure out who actually gets to spend that. I think it might be Vara. And then for our assemblies and meetings, so us all here today, if we gave everyone snacks, it would come out of this. So our full budget that we have been allocated, because we are funded by the graduate student fee that every graduate student pays, part of that goes to the Graduate Legal Aid Office. And then other parts of the graduate student fee everyone pays gets funneled into our budget. And so it's estimated, they just do estimates based on how many students are supposed to come. So this number, this 154,773 might be a little bit different based on how many people actually do come to Maryland and pay their graduate student fee, but it's going to be around there. We also have a fund balance because graduate student government did not like use its whole budget for many years in a row. And so we have like a giant amount that we're sitting on. And so we have to pay that down. And so we are taking $6,573 from that. Yeah, so this is our whole budget. So basically, this is kind of backwards, but basically all of this together is how we are going to get this whole budget here. So anyway, that is how our money is going to be spent. One thing that you may have noticed was not on there that we have done already is the International Students Welcome Shuttle. And that's because GSG does this every year. We arrange buses or other forms of transit to pick up incoming international grad students at Dulles Airport. And so this is something that we don't budget for it. We don't pay. What we do is pay in our manpower, which I think Keegan could probably say a little bit about. But anyway, so we are the ones that like put together logistically this program, but different the agencies, departments on campus pay into this. So this is who contributed, ISSS, you know, the Clark School, etc. So you can see here who all of our folks who contributed money are. The grad school, if you are really close at math, you'll see that the grad school has $1,000, but they also offered another 500 if we needed it. So you'll see on the next page, I gave our budget for it as being $16,000, and we spent it in the following ways. Sometimes there was only like one student, so it was a lot more economical to get an Uber for them than it was to hire a whole thing coming from fleet services. And the last thing I will say is that our DOTS trips, DOTS like upped their cost for the biggest bus by like 4 times the amount of money that it was last year. And so Marcia Gensler-Stevens, who's the director at STAMP, interceded on our behalf and got DOTS to knock down the price for us. And she also, I think, contributed some money from STAMP as well. So this figure that we got, technically we are like over budget, but some of these trips like the rental car and whatnot might change a little bit because of the way that Fleet Services does their billing, which is weird. But anyway, I think the good news is that we like got out of this shuttle in the green or in the black. So anyway, that is it. Thank you so much for listening, and stay tuned for other exciting budget updates as the year continues. Thanks.
Michael, thank you for that very detailed report. The one thing that I just want to add from my side is that now that we have a rules committee established, anyone can bring forth legislation. They just need to send it to me 9 days in advance. So if there's anything you're passionate about, feel free to just get sponsored. Feel free to have collaborate with anyone on said topics of interest and have sponsors. But bring it forth to the rules committee 9 days, 9 business days before the assembly meeting. So anyone is able to write legislation. Thanks. Passing it to Keegan.
Hi, all. I'm going to be fast because we are running out of time. I just wanted to mention that this year is a bylaws review year. We have those every once in a while, and the bylaws are in desperate need of it. So I'm looking forward to that. We didn't have a rules committee in place, as just mentioned, so we didn't have the ability to pass legislation to form a bylaws committee, an ad hoc committee, but we will be hopefully next meeting, and we kind of need to get off the ground and running soon. So for sure, next meeting. Be ready for that. If you're interested in that, let us know so we can make it go fast. It'll be basically reviewing the bylaws as they currently exist, finding errors, proposing rewrites, discussing, etc. It will be co-chaired by Devon and I both, but we are definitely looking for members from a wide variety of experience. This should not just be people who have been here forever, though those people should also definitely be part of it. We are looking for fresh perspectives as well. This is a rare opportunity, and we definitely want to make the most of it. So please do participate if you are interested in having a say in how we are organized in the future. I have a few other things that I was going to talk about, but because we're out of time, I will send them in an email or bring them up next time. So I think that's it for me. I think, was there anyone else who needed to share anything after me? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So I am going to, since we're 10 minutes before 2 o'clock, I want to call for a motion to move to a representative forum for the next 10 minutes.
Motion to move to representative forum for the next 10 minutes.
Seconded.
Seconded.
Perfect. So I am opening it up to any conversations. Any concerns, anything? As long as,
Sorry, Devon.
Sloan, you can definitely get us started. I just want to remind everyone, state your name, state your program, and we're good to go.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. I'm Sloan. I'm the representative for GVPT. And one concern that I've heard with the grad students in my department, but I think this is like we've mentioned it here before, is the shuttles, especially the shuttles to Hyattsville and Silver Spring. They don't run as frequently as needed. The buses are frequently so overcrowded that people like cannot get on them, and then the next bus isn't for 2 or more hours. But yeah, like it's all connected with like housing in College Park is extremely expensive, so many grad students live in Hyattsville and Silver Spring. But then like can't get to campus in reasonable amounts of time or super frequently. So yeah, that was something that I wanted to raise.
Thank you for raising that, Sloan. Swarup.
I had something else to say, but since Sloan talked about the shuttles, I
Swarup, can you
remember.
just state your name and your
Oh, I'm
program,
sorry.
please?
Hi, I'm Swaroop. I'm in the PhD program in mechanical engineering. And sorry again, I am on a different system, so not on my webcam. Yeah, so before I go to my actual point that I was gonna make. So last year we had a discussion with DOTS, and they said that they are kind of upgrading their fleet by adding electric buses maybe, and there was some issue with the budget, so that's why they were planning on cutting some of them down. Is that still the case, or has anything changed? Does anyone has any idea regarding that?
I can speak to that. Unfortunately, the answer is things are still getting cut. That's actually why the price of shuttles increased 400% this year for the international student program. They're hemorrhaging money. They're trying to stop the bleeding. We will continue. We are having a conversation with them next week, and we'll bring these things up. But they are aware of the issue, and they are doing the best they can, and we'll keep the pressure on them.
Thank you. The second thing was actually a question to our president. So this is in relation to the Bangladesh issue that was going on. So I was like curious. Yeah, they definitely need the counseling help all they can. But other than that, is the university helping them in any other way, like in terms of any kind of a solidarity statement to their government, or I just want I'm curious about that.
Okay. So firstly, after my meeting with President Pines, it's a university policy that we do not get involved in politics. So, but we do empathize with students, and hence an empathetic statement was sent over to all the students. Apart from the counseling, we, as a graduate student government, have also released a statement for them. And after talking to President Pine, since one of the issues that was brought forward by the president of Nupano was that they're facing difficulties in catching up with academics. So I have urged the president to basically speak with the provost so that all the faculty members are informed, and so that they give all the students facing this difficulty a little leeway, and they're given enough time to catch up because of all the pressure that they are facing from back their home country. So yeah, that is something that has been happening as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Because my program has a lot of students from Bangladesh, so this might be very helpful for me in relaying it to them. Thank you.
I understand. I personally know a lot of people as well who are international students from Bangladesh. And don't worry, we're on top of it. We're trying everything in our power to help ease them through this difficult situation.
Are there any additional comments at this time? I'll leave this as long as no one, Nora.
Hi, Nora, epidemiology. I just wanted to say I'm looking forward to a great year with everyone. No hard, heavy comments right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Nora. Joshua.
Hi, yes. First of all, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Joshua. I am the biophysics representative. I kind of wanted to bring more of the attention. So our program is a smaller program. We have, I think our program in general takes on has 30 people, like maybe 35 people max. But because of that, we also don't have a department, and we also don't are having a lot of troubles. We're in CMNS, so we're having a lot of troubles and fights with CMNS about TA positions, like support for our department. This year, we actually were only we usually have been able to bring in eight people to our program. This year, because of probably the budget cuts that are happening everywhere, which definitely affect our program, because we get like basically the last pickings, we were only able to take in 3 people. So yeah, I just look forward to working with GSA to resolve those issues and other issues that other people have brought up. I look forward to serving on my 7 committees. No, I'm joking. I lowered it to 4. So
Could you please repeat the name of your program?
sorry, yes, it's the biophysics program.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we are in the IPST, the Institute for Physical Sciences and Technology. And there are 2 programs, biophysics and chemical physics. So yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
I know we have 2 minutes left, and I see the chat, and I just want to remind everyone to please stay in the meeting until 2 p.m. when we officially are going to conclude, so that we can continue to have conversation and have quorum, as long as there's additional comments and concerns. I'll leave this open for 20 seconds as long as no additional hand shoots up or no one drops anything else in the chat. Perfect. Thank you all for joining. It is 1:59. I'm going to call for a motion to dismiss.
Motion to dismiss.
Seconded.
We no longer have quorum anyway. It's all good.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
To see everyone.
Etha, is there anything that you have questions about? Anything we can help with? Am I now the host? Oh, perfect.
Oh, it's just us. Did we do something wrong? Why does TJ want to talk to us?
I mean, we did end by 2 o'clock. It definitely was drawn out.
No, I was shocked we ended. She was shocked.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You ready
run
to
a
go
tight
hop
ship.
over?
Very, yeah, exactly.
All right,
Cool.
we'll
I'll
talk.
see you there.
You and I will talk too.
Sounds good.
All right, see ya.